أَفَمَنْ شَرَحَ اللَّهُ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. So is one whose breast Allah has expanded to accept Islam. Meaning one whose heart has opened to not only accept the message of Islam, but he has a love for Islam in his heart too. His heart is open, he loves Islam. He has a desire to learn more. Allah says, and he is upon a light from his Lord. And here Allah is saying, is he like one whose heart rejects it? Meaning the two cannot be the same. Then woe to those whose hearts are hardened against the remembrance of Allah. Those are in manifest error. Allahu nazzala ahsan al-hadith kitaban mutashabihan mathani taqsha'irru minhu juludu alladhina yakhshawna rabbahum thumma talina juluduhum wa qulubuhum ila dhikrillah dhalika hudallahi yahdi bihi man yasha wa man yudlil لله فما له من هاد. Allah has sent down the best statement, meaning the Quran, a consistent book. What does this mean? There's no contradiction in the Holy Quran, wherein is reiteration. What is the reiteration? Allah mentions again and again the same themes, the same topic, the same issue of the hereafter. Why? Because we need the reminder and so we do not forget. What is the reaction of the believers? The skins shiver therefrom of those who fear their Lord. Then their skins and their hearts relax at the remembrance of Allah. Here Allah is describing a physical reaction of those who fear Allah, that when they hear the Quran, it's not something that doesn't have an effect. It has an effect on them. And the effect is seen on the skin. When do you shiver? When does your skin get goosebumps? Out of fear or excitement, some people, the goosebumps will come, or nervousness, the goosebumps will come. All of these are situations where your skin will start to feel the reaction, goosebumps or the shivering. So Allah is saying that those who believe in the words of Allah, there will be a reaction upon their skins. If the Quran can affect the heart, and there's a white spot for every good deed that a person does, if the Quran can have an effect upon the heart, then of course it's going to affect the rest of the body as well. So when the heart is touched, then the rest of the body also feels that reaction. And there's a physical reaction upon the skin that is a response to the Quran out of fear of Allah and the remembrance of Allah. And it's an indication that the person is responding to the Quran and that there is a change coming in that person. That is the guidance of Allah. There's an indication that humility as well, that the skin even feels the humility before Allah. That is the guidance of Allah by which He guides whom He wills. And one whom Allah leaves astray, for him there is no guide. Then is he who will shield with his face the worst of the punishment on the day of resurrection, like one secure from it. The reason Allah says that the people will be using their faces to shield themselves from the punishment is because the hands will be shackled. So people will be using their faces to keep the punishment away. And it will be said to the wrongdoers, taste what you used to earn. Those before them denied, and punishment came upon them from where they did not perceive. So Allah made them taste disgrace in worldly life, but the punishment of the hereafter is greater if they only knew. And we have certainly presented for the people in this Quran from every kind of example, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ, that they might remember. But you can only remember when you have a connection with the Quran. Allah presented all the examples, gave all the situations, told mankind the reality about the hereafter. Only if you're connected with Quran and you're reading it, studying it, understanding it, can you take remembrance from it. Qur'anan Arabiyan. It is an Arabic Qur'an without any deviance, that they might become righteous. Allah presents an example. A man owned by quarreling partners and another man belonging exclusively to one man. Are they equal in comparison? Praise to Allah, but most of them do not know. Allah gives the example, one man who is a slave owned by many masters, and one man who is a slave owned by one master. One of them, his masters are quarreling between themselves. So what's going to happen to the slave? He's confused. Should I listen to him? Should I listen to him? Should I go here? Should I go there? Is this the right way to be, or is that the right way to be? Compared to a slave who has one master, and the slave here is the believer whose one master is Allah. And he then commands him, it's not going to be difficult for him, because he knows this is what Allah is commanding me, and this is who I please. I don't need to please other masters. I don't need to listen to other masters, because I just have to listen to Allah, and that is enough, sufficient to save me in the hereafter. إِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتُونَ. Indeed you are to die, and indeed they are to die. ثُمَّ إِنَّكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ عِنْدَ رَبِّكُمْ تَخْتَصِمُونَ. Then indeed you on the day of resurrection before your Lord will dispute. Everyone will be clamoring before Allah on the day of judgment, wanting their own side to be heard and blaming the other person. So in the dunya maybe they followed other deities, other philosophies, other gods besides Allah, but in the hereafter people will be disputing and clamoring, listen to me, I did this because he misled me, she misled me, they misled me, the environment misled me. And everyone will be blaming and clamoring before Allah, blaming one another that listen to me, I did this because of this, so now let me not face that punishment. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك